Good morning, everybody. It is day 7 of Renewable Energy Unit. So how might our behaviors at at a local level, so that could be school actually or home, help to achieve a global goal? So you as individuals looking towards making some kind of global change in line with the SDGs, for example. So we ask ourselves a few questions. Do we use too much energy in our everyday lives? Do we use mostly renewable energy or non-renewable energy? Okay. We have a problem. One of the biggest problems with changing to renewable energy sources is that they're not very efficient or cheap yet. So efficient means actually we don't get a lot of energy for the amount of effort to install them. So for example, we have lots and lots of solar panels on our roof at school, and it does not power anywhere near as much as we need. So we still need to use fossil fuel sources. Also, it's very expensive. So if we were in a country that is developing and does not have an abundance of money, then they're not going to be able to move to renewable sources. They're going to look for cheaper sources, which are also more efficient, like coal or oil, for example. Okay, so the solution, if we are to run, if we're to run everything from fully renewable energy, we need to include lots of different renewable sources for our daily needs. Okay, so not just relying on solar, for example, especially if you're in a country that doesn't have too much sun, or not just relying on wind, for example. So if we're here in Singapore, we don't get a great deal of wind, so wind energy might not be an option. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to be creative and think about not only reducing our energy consumption, but can we get our energy from a range of different renewable sources. So not just focusing on one, but the thought is that is the solution, is to find a range of renewable energy sources and not focus just on one. Okay, so this is your task today. So think about your daily activities. How much of it is powered by renewable sources? I can honestly say that I don't think a lot of my daily activities are powered by renewable sources. I think I use mostly non-renewable sources, I'm afraid. So you will be creating a systems map that shows your day-to-day life could be based around renewable energy and reduced energy consumption. So this is working towards our preferred future. Our preferred future would be that we could run everything off renewable sources. So we are looking to think about how that might actually happen. So your systems map, here are a few things it should include. Okay, it should include many sources of renewable energy, not just one. It should show ways in which we might reduce our energy consumption, not just carry on as normal. And it should clearly show how the energy gets from the source and journeys through a system to provide energy for our day-to-day activities. Okay, if we go back to day 5, we did something similar looking at our day-to-day activities as they currently are. But what we'd like you to do today is to think about how your day-to-day activities might be able to be powered in an ideal world, in our preferred future. So what we could do is we could create like an energy line here. So if I put in here solar, and then what I could do here is I can move my arrow around, and I could say, right, I'm going to get energy from solar. It's going to go from here to here. I can change the length of the arrow. And I could say, right, and then the solar is going to go to, it's going to create electricity. I still want electricity. And that's going to power my phone charger. So by using a solar panel, a solar powered charger, I can take that daily activity, which happens every single day I am involved in that, in charging my phone, and how the energy can come from solar and go through, let's say this is an electricity, so it powers a battery pack. Okay, which you can get, these things do exist, so I could move over to doing that. All right, so let's think about 4 renewable energy sources and maybe 4 or 5 behaviors that you could change slightly in order to make it more renewable. Okay, and maybe you could even think about things that you could stop doing and think about how that might, so you could put like a non-renewable energy source and say that actually if I stopped doing this, then that would mean that this wouldn't be used anymore. So you can be creative with how you show this. All right.